Hello, everyone. It's a couple of days before Thanksgiving, and I am excited to be here with my cousin Evan, who is the genius behind the cover design of Red Dirt, Blue Blood, the story of the Nances of Lower Alabama. And for those of you who have seen the sneak peek of this cover design, a lot of you are drawn in by the images. So I wanted to have Evan here to talk about how he put that together, because it's so thoughtful and eye-catching and above all, meaningful. Evan is also acts as our family graphic designer. He's designed our family logo. He's designed our family t-shirts, which I am wearing right now. He's been doing that since, well, I think about 2009, I believe.
Yeah.
And he will be commissioned.
Looking forward to it.
So I knew immediately when I started work on this book that I didn't want anybody else to do the cover design but Evan. So Evan, could you talk a little bit about each of the design elements on the cover? I know we had the cotton and the outline of the shape of Alabama, and then the focal point, the family reunion picture.
Yeah, so I definitely wanted to get some elements in there that drew everybody to it. Like with the cotton fields, I knew I wanted to do something that felt like home with Alabama, as well as tied in with the family, some of the family ties that we have. So at the cotton field, that really stuck with me, the part that the fact that my parents, they currently live down in Enterprise, Alabama. And if you go out in their backyard, you see a huge cotton field in the backyard. Sometimes they'll switch it up and put corn or soy, whatever crop they have that year. But that always stuck with me, having a chance to actually see cotton and you can go around and play in it. So I definitely wanted to include that in the cover, as well as the outline of Alabama. Of course, it's in Alabama, so I had to throw something in Alabama, and that's what ended up coming with me. The fact that I could just put in the element of the Alabama outline, and then also threw some effects on there to where it looked kind of gritty to stick with the title, and show the tenacity of the family and how resilient we are. So that's how that kind of played out. And then of course the main focal point of the cover is the family reunion picture that came from the 1950s, I believe. And it has several of our family members in there. So I knew that once I saw that picture several years ago, I knew that would be perfect for this book cover.
You did such a great job of putting everything together. I just love the way that it's balanced. And you touched on a really interesting aspect. You talked about putting in the features to illustrate the tenacity of the family.
Yep.
It's, even though I titled this book Red Dirt, Blue Blood, I don't mean blue blood in the sense that, we are elite in a monetary sense.
Mm-hmm.
Blue blood, to me, I'm referring to the richness of spirit and of culture and of the legacy that's been handed down. And again, when you talk about tenacity, the early days of Coffee County, it's the woods. Our family was living off the land before it was a trend. They did it because they had to. And in talking to some of our older relatives, understanding what that meant on a day-to-day basis, it's remarkable what they were able to do, not only survive, but thrive and create something, lasting throughout several generations. I think it's very special that we still gather in the same spot that's shown in that picture.
Yeah.
In the 1950s. And especially for you, Evan, you know, your parents still live in Enterprise, and you spent a lot of time in Enterprise with your grandmother and your grandfather. And a lot of the history that I learned and the information that I wrote about in this book, I actually learned in Enterprise in that very spot. So it's a nice way for it all to come full circle.
Yep, definitely.
And talking about legacy and working on the images for this book, what does that mean to you, the Nance legacy that's been handed down to us?
Just the fact that how our family came about and how we moved through, like you'll learn in the book, from Tennessee down to Alabama, and then we have family spread out now. Just the fact that it's a passing of the baton. Every generation gets to take part in adding to the legacy, and I knew that's what I wanted to do with this book cover.